Itsuka Kendo is about to give you these hands. We got some early access to the latest MHOJ2 DLC. We're checking out Kendo early. She's technically still not out, so we can't use her in online matches, but I've had enough time to check out her moveset and labbed her for a little bit, and I gotta say guys, I'm a big fan. This character is simple to understand, but I can also see the technical side of her starting to shine, and I can't wait to see what you guys figure out with her. Overall, she's a close range character. She has one projectile quirk, but it's really not that good. She'll mostly be in your face applying pressure or dealing damage. She's also got a very good reversal move, so applying pressure on her won't be that easy. Any gaps you have, you might just get punished for it. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start by talking about her normals. Her ground combo is 4 hits. The last one can wall splat, but it's very distance specific. On block, there's a very small gap between the second and third hit. The gap is super small, so the opponent cannot sidestep or mash, but they can actually counter, so you gotta be ready for that. Her air combo is just 2 hits. The second one slaps the opponent back down to the ground where they bounce, and it's not hard linking this into some of her quirks. For counterattacks on the ground, we have this big slap with a lot of knockback. It's easy to go from a combo into this counterattack, but not easy to go from this counterattack into anything else because of that knockback distance. That said, it's a pretty fast yellow attack. Remember the gap I told you about? Depending on who you're fighting against, you might be able to react and break the opponent's yellow. In the air, her counterattack slaps the opponent back down to the ground where they bounce, and because of this bounce, it's not only easy to connect from a combo into the yellow attack, it's also easy connecting from the yellow into her quirks. Her unblockable attack or red attack is this finger flick. It puts the opponent in the air, but you can follow it up with a ground combo no problem. It's got decent speed, but terrible range, so overall not a great option. She's not a character that will be opening a lot of opponents up with a red attacks, but it's still viable since it comes out pretty fast. Moving on to her quirks. First up, we have the Chasing Big Fist, which is her quirk 1. First, Kendo becomes armored, putting up her yellow palm, and then she does this automatic punch. It's just one button, palm, follow-up punch. It's not super fast, so it can be hard to counter stuff on reaction, because even though the palm comes up quickly, it actually has quite a bit of wind-up animation, so if you try to do it on reaction, you might get punished for it. But you can hold the palm by holding the quirk 1 button, so you can preemptively counter incoming attacks. Despite it being a yellow though, it does not break other yellow attacks, so it cannot be used in reaction to an opponent countering your pressure or anything of the sort. The cool thing about this move is that it can be done on the ground as well as in the air. And on top of that, you can cancel the follow-up punch into any of her other quirks. So you can go palm into spin, palm into grab, or palm into the projectile. We're gonna talk about all these quirks soon, but just know that from the palm, she can cancel into anything else before she follows up with a punch. Out of all of her quirks, this one is probably the easiest one to get gravity resets with. And also, if you manage to connect this in an air combo pretty close to a wall, you can also wall splat. Next up, the Kagebana, which is her tilt quirk 1. It's this big spinny move. It's pretty straightforward. Just spin to win. Don't worry about mashing or holding the button. It always lasts the same amount of time and it always deals the same amount of damage. This is probably her biggest damage quirk, which means you'll see a lot of this in combos. It can also be done both on the ground and in the air, and it's pretty much the same attack except the air version deals slightly less damage. And it can also wall splat, though you do have to be pretty high because the knockback sends the opponent flying downwards. Next up, the Crushing Big Fist with quirk 2, which is a 2-step quirk. You gotta press the button twice. For the first button, Kendo slaps the ground, and once you press the button again, she slaps this boulder at the opponent. On the ground, this move is Kendo's only projectile. I wouldn't say it's a great projectile. It's not gonna turn Kendo into a zoner, but still, it's better than nothing, I guess. It's her only tool from a distance. It deals decent damage, 3000 hit points if the boulder hits, but it does travel at a fixed distance, so if you're too close, you might completely miss your opponent. If you're too far away, the boulder doesn't even reach, and it does take a while for the boulder to come off. So in the end, it's a zoning tool, but it's one that has to be used sporadically. It's a really good tool on block though. If your opponent blocks your pressure, the boulder will push them back enough to make you safe. Resetting you to a neutral position and just putting this in a block string actually makes it so there are very little gaps for the opponent to sidestep or counter or do anything of the sort. You can even dash cancel the boulder if you're having trouble getting in, but its range isn't the best, so you'll have to do most of the work to get in yourself. In the air though, this ability is amazing for combos. To slap the ground, Kendo descends quickly from wherever she is in the air. And the cool thing about this is if it actually connects with your opponent, you can then link this into a normal ground combo. And ultimately, this gives Kendo damage from any situation, since she can bring opponents back down to the ground for free and make her optimal combos happen from anywhere. And the last quirk on Kendo is the Giant Grab, which is her tilt quirk 2. She makes her hand big, grabs you, and throws you. This is a hit grab, which means if the opponent is is blocking, they'll be able to block the grab. But if you hold the button, the attack becomes red, which means it becomes unblockable. And you can also do it in the air. The good thing is that it gives her an air unblockable attack. The bad thing is, this thing is very hard to follow up. Even with dash cancels, it can be hard to combo from this. You can call an assist to take your opponent out of the grab, but you gotta be pretty fast. Not the most useful unblockable attack, but you can always put this in a combo if you feel so inclined. Moving on to her Plus Ultras, first up, Plus Ultra 1 is the 17 repeating fists. Kendo lunges forward and punches. Once the first punch hits, the rest will just happen automatically. And at the end of the Plus Ultra, the opponent is put into a hard knockdown situation. But you can also use assists to interrupt the Plus Ultra if you want and keep the combo going. Her Plus Ultra 2 is called the Hyaka Ryodan, and it's a very fast activation with this punch. Can catch very small pressure gaps. I also like it that it's not incredibly long, it's a good length, and the animation also looks pretty good. Big fan of her Plus Ultra 2.
With a heavy hand! I'm gonna win, hands down!
If you don't want to play Kendo, but you still want to pick her as your assist, first of all, she's got a 10-second cooldown assist, so she's on the fastest tier of assists. Her ground assist is the palm with its automatic follow-up. The assist itself isn't yellow, so it's not a counter assist. It just rushes the opponent and then blows them back. But it really travels like crazy on the ground. She dashes really fast at the opponent before attacking. And then her air assist is the spinning quirk. And once again, great tracking. She comes out really fast and dashes straight at the opponent before starting her spin attack. Alright, those are her moves. Here's how you use her. If you want to start a combo and your opponent blocks your attacks, making her attacks safe is incredibly easy. First of all, the opponent never knows when you're going to use your palm, so if you make them scared enough to press a button, you can make them become overly passive in their defense. Sidestepping can also be dangerous against Kendo because of her spinning move. So more often than not, the safe way to get out of pressure against Kendo is to step backwards. Even then, you might get hit by a rock. So Kendo's pressure is incredibly safe, and what's even better is that it's really not hard to confirm what's a combo and what's a block string because her first attacks have no gaps at all. If you do get an opening, here are some day zero combos. I'm sure more optimal stuff will be found, but these are good beginner level combos for when you first pick up the character. First, we have her basic ground combo. Make sure to cancel the palm into the spinning move before the second hit of the palm hits. And this is her basic air combo. You may have noticed that we pretty much brought the opponent back down to the ground and then did the ground combo. That's the beauty of her Quirk 2 in the air. This combo can change its timing if you're higher up in the air. The buttons are the same, but you may have to delay the tilt attack or the Quirk 1 palm, so experiment with different heights in training. For the dash cancel combo, just put these two together and you've already got some decent damage. For assist extensions, if you're having trouble extending after the spin, you can always use a grab. This makes it easier to extend with most assists in the game. But whatever you do, make sure you have an assist that will let you extend after her Plus Ultra 1, because that's when Kendo's damage really starts to shine. The combo you do after Plus Ultra depends on the assist you're running. You can go into a ground combo, you can go back to the air combo, and maybe you can even throw another Plus Ultra or go for a gravity reset. Kendo's combos are very flexible, and it's been a lot of fun labbing this character, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy her a lot, regardless of your skill level. She's beginner friendly, seems to have a decent skill ceiling, so unlike Mei in the last patch, I think this is a character for everyone. Mei was a bit technical, so I don't think beginners have really enjoyed her too much. And my first impressions are that she's actually very decent. Might be around A tier, judging from her moveset, but it's too soon to tell. I can't even play this character online yet.
Don't believe in yourself? Give it to attack now! Going all out! Keep rising! Leave it to me! Link up! Turn the pressure up! Everything up to now is according to plan! I've gotta win!
For more My Hero 1's Justice, tune in to my Twitch channel on December 13th. We're gonna be holding the My Hero 1's Justice finals with the best 8 players we've had this season on my Discord. Should be a good show, no matter which characters they pick. But for now, I'd love to know if you guys are looking forward to trying out Kendo for yourselves. What do you think of her moveset? Is this a character you can see yourself picking up? Let me know how you're feeling in those comments down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!